Let's knock around Knockhill. All right, Knockhill. It's one that kind of has a bit of a special place in my heart. It was one of the first few tracks that we did a guide for in the touring cars. Either the second or the third. A big part of this track is there's a jump on it. And I feel like I could be a bit more aggressive on that jump than I can in the Porsche Cup here. In the touring cars, I could take it a bit more assertively, maybe. Word warning: make sure that you kind of get the jump down before you take this out with some people. If you do it wrong, you end up spinning, and most of the times in my practice where I spun into the track, so it's not great if you do that. So just be careful out there when you're with other folks. Otherwise, 47,697. Pretty happy with that. And track temp wise, it seems like it's going to be between mid to high 80s up to like maybe 100 Fahrenheit in the practices that we did. And without further ado, we'll show you our lap and how we did it. Here we go.
Sector 1 is quick. That lap time was 48.00. That's your best lap in this session.
All right, Knockhill International, 47,967. I gotta look at this one because this one is faster, but it had an off track in it, and the temperatures dropped over the course of doing this. About 92 on the good lap, I think. You would have seen it during the actual thing. Fixed setup. Let's go. Let's show you how we did. As usual, we got a decent run off the last corner in the previous lap. So onto the straightaway, full throttle. That's never anything different, usually. All right. Here, I guess this is a little bit different. We're gonna scooch over to the left here. You got to be careful. If there's somebody coming out of the pits, you know, you can't run them off, but we're going to come over here and then we're going to start braking kind of back. We're using kind of the end here as our braking marker. Kind of heavy on the brakes. A lot of this track is kind of trying to minimize or smooth out the hills and bumps and stuff. So we're gonna kind of try and do this as quickly as we can. This lap I ended up, I think, being a little different. Usually I try and get down to third, but we took it in fourth here. Hit that bump and dropped to third after. And then we just we accelerate a little bit as we're going down the hill. And then come on through, slow down a little bit there, and then accelerate back out. We're going to show you the outside of the car, kind of show you where we positioned ourselves a little bit, because that's pretty important on this track. So on this one, we're coming up kind of onto the right, just touching the red part there. This corner here, we're gonna not come over the red on this part here, because otherwise we would get an off track. But yeah, then we're back on the throttle. Trying to speed up this little part for just a smidge, just a little smidge of time. And then as we approach this curb, we're gonna use as much of it as we can, but we're braking through it. And then we're gonna trail over to this corner here. On this one too, if you hit this curb, the red part, it's gonna bounce the right end of the car up, and that's gonna unsettle it quite a bit. Avoid it if you can. It's not the end of the world if you do. You just have to be a little bit more careful, and wait for the car to settle down to get back on the gas if it's throwing you up in the air like that. And we're gonna come all the way over on the left hand side, putting the throttle down kind of as we do, as we straighten the wheel out, and then back to full throttle. We have to lift here. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just a little lift as we go down this little thing here, and then we're gonna accelerate again as we come out. Then we're gonna hit the brakes, and this hill, lots of practice for this hill. You kind of need to know it by feel, as well. It took quite a while, and I still goof it up. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna hit the brakes a little bit, kind of just ease on the throttle a smidge. Try and hit the curb so we don't get an off track. So we're kind of a little bit to the left. If you go too far to the right, off track time. And then as you'll feel the car start to settle out, and then you'll be able to put the throttle back as you get grip again. If you hit the throttle too quickly coming out of this corner, which I've done many a time, you'll end up spinning yourself into basically into traffic. So just be careful a lot on that one. I would err on the side of not hitting the gas too soon as you come out of that. But yeah, it's full throttle. We're gonna go one more time in the external camera here, just to kind of show you where we've placed the car through this little section here. So we're kind of using a little bit of quite a bit of this red curb here, coming over it, and then as we go through here, let's actually move the camera up just a smidge, so we can kind of see where we're at a little bit better. There we go. Our right wheels are just on the right hand side of that curb anymore, and it's an off track pretty much. So let's go back to the cockpit, and then we're coming all the way over here. You can touch the gravel a little bit, but that's dangerous. Like, it's not an off track, but it's not good. If that makes sense. Then yeah, full throttle here, and our next braking point is going to be kind of in here a little bit. And this one takes some practice too. It's not quite as bad as the other ones though. We're gonna brake, come on over to this blue and white curb here, and we're gonna trail. We're gonna turn the wheel in as we're doing that. We're trailing. Then we're gonna get back on the throttle. The car's gonna kind of straighten out as we do that, and then we're gonna straighten out the wheel. And as we straighten out, we're gonna put more throttle down, keeping the car going in a straight line here. And then just full throttle all the way through here. And here, I'm trying to aim my car so that as I brake, I'm going to be braking in a straight line to meet up with that blue and white curb up there. Just past the patch of dirt here is kind of our braking spot. Because we want our maximal braking to be in a straight line here. And then we're gonna start easing off the brake, and then turning in. We're going to trail up the hill, and then kind of as we get here, we're going to let off and start easing onto the throttle, and ease on, and then feed it in as we straighten out the wheel. And then we're fully straighten the car back out. Full throttle on out. And there you have it, 47,967 at Knockhill. Yep, so 47,697. I'm very proud of that time. Very happy with how I did there. I think 46s to low 47s is going to be like the fast guy times that we'll see here. Not really sure, but yeah, I'm excited for it. The racing on this track really gets my blood pumping. It's a lot of adrenaline. It's really close most of the time. So yeah, we'll see if my heart can hold up through it. Next week, we're going to Circuit Park Zandvoort in the Porsche Cup. So I've already done last season a guide for that track in the Porsche Cup. So we're gonna try and make a technique video for next week on some stuff to try and help save some slides for some folks. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to make sure you see that video when it comes up. Otherwise, hit thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you didn't. Head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman if you want to watch along with us live. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.